12 days ago, we started our herb tray to put them under our grow lights for spring planting. And today we're just going to look at the ones that, to see the progress that they're making. We're on 12 days. And we have our thyme, which is growing very well. Perking right out, it germinated, got plenty of growth coming. Rosemary is planted on the same day as the thyme. Not only have a very few. And the reason for that is rosemary takes anywhere from 16 to 20 so days to germinate. Not as fast as your other herbals. But we do have some that are perking through. Hope you can see that. There's one back there in the corner. And rosemary is very slow once it to get it going. Don't overwater the rosemary. So you may have to take it out of your flat, which that's what we're going to have to do today. The lavender doesn't like a lot of water either, but it can tolerate more so than the rosemary. And as you can tell, that was planted the same day, my English lavender. And you can see that it is coming up very well. The lemon balm, which is doing amazingly well, which was planted the next day. We have 2 lemon balm trays, 6 packs, which will be divided later. But as you can see, they are coming up very well. The peppermint is slow, but it is breaking through, and that was planted on the 29th of January. As you can tell, they're starting to break through. And so we have a few more for those. Okay, let's go on the back side. See if I can show you what the chives are doing. Our chives are just now starting to sprout through. We have a few, so they should be, there's some in that back cell. They should be really coming and going, getting up to breaking through this week. Peppermint. Our peppermint is starting to break through, just like the spearmint is. Anything in the mint family is kind of slow, but once it gets going, there's no stopping it. Our wonderful oregano, as you can tell, was the first to get going. And look at those beautiful plants of that have just exploded into this 6-pack. We definitely will be keeping an eye on them. We may have to move them up soon. Rosemary, as I said before, we have a few. I have two packs of rosemary, but you have one perked up there and one there in the corner. So I look to see more rosemary this week, as we won't overwater that. And then we have, I believe that's more lavender there. And that's doing very well. And my second pot of oregano, which is growing pretty fast. So, which was the next day. These are a day apart. Now, if you notice the tops on the tops of the plants, I have let them dry out a little, as they say that is good, but in the middle it's still moist. So, and you can tell the difference between a light brown topping and like the rosemary, still has plenty of moisture. So what we will have to do versus the rosemary versus the other plants that are light in color on top, that's saying that they need a little drink. We will remove the rosemary out of the pot or out of the tray. We'll take this one out and this one out because they actually have plenty of water right now, and I don't want to overwater them. So what we're going to do in order to water the whole tray, I'm going to simply remove them. And they look very well as far as moisture for right now. So we have a little tin pan up here. That's what I've been using to put, still keep it under the light for a little bit until we can, I'll slide the lavender over because we do need to water the rest of the plants. So this is the only way I know is to keep a tray like that. So keep them under the light for a little bit just until we can get these watered. And then we can put them back once these have had a drink. Now that we have also have germination now in just about all the trays, we want to remove our pad, our heat pad, which I did. I unplugged it this morning because you don't want to have the heat pad on now. Now that it has done its job. So what I will do, if I can do this with one hand, so forgive me if it goes a little crazy while I lift this pad out. And I can put it up later. So what I will do is I will take this out and save it for, I will just set it down here and I will have it for, you know, if I need it for another one. Now this one still has, you know, the pad because we're not starting the next round of trays yet. So, which will be another week or two. So now we can go ahead and fix this cord. So we can move that. So now this tray will stay flat now. Okay, and now we can go ahead, and as you can tell, you can see how light brown the rest of them are. They do need a drink this morning. So, see how light brown they are on the top, and they're kind of hard. So yeah, everybody gets a drink this morning. So what I will do in this space here is take my pitcher and fill it in this empty spot. And give them not fill it, but give them a nice little drink that I think that I know they're going to do. And it's about right there. And if I have to add, I will. But there you go. So everybody's going to get a drink. And what's not sucked up in about 30 minutes, I may have to put a little bit more, but they'll at least all get a drink this morning, except for the rosemary. Well, see how dark the rosemary still is? That soil is fine. And then we don't want to overwater the rosemary. So we'll just put it back in the tray And these will stay under the grow lights for at least another week or two before we can move them up to the next level, which is here. All right, well, we'll be back and to recheck them in a few days. But just wanted to give you a progress report on how well they are doing. I'm so excited. And then we'll be moving on to our other crops, our cool crops, to get them in soon. All right, we'll see you soon. Happy gardening. I just wanted to quickly show you how it's been about 20 minutes since I watered the whole entire tray. And in the previous video I showed you how they dried out on the tops. But just by adding that little bit of water up to probably about right there, you know, level wise, this is how much they have actually drank through the bottom. And you can tell by the soil that they are starting to transform back to the dark soil. So they are sucking up that water. Let me just show you. They probably have about another 10 minutes, but you can just see the transformation of them going from, like right there, a light brown to being fed water. This is what you want. You want them to do that for a day or so, and then give them a nice little drink, and then they'll go back to this nice dark soil. And this is what it looks like throughout the whole. You can see it slowly watering it, like it, you know, it knows what it needs. Like the chives are totally dark now, and so is the spearmint. The peppermint back there still has some dry spots, but just wanted to give you a quick look and just show you, like this lavender still has 3 cells, but it is slowly changing and drinking the water, and there probably won't be any that I have to drain because I didn't over water this time. I try not to over water because I really don't want to have to take them out of the flats to drain any. So we will give them the extra 10 minutes, and everybody should have a good drink. They should all be solid, and then we'll be able to put the rosemary packs back in these 2 spots. But we want to go ahead and give them their half an hour, and then everyone will be good for the day. For the next 2 or 3 days, we'll check them again. All right, just wanted to give you a look of what you're wanting to see. You want to go from light brown to a nice dark soil. Then you know, and that will help them perk up. Okay, we'll see you in a few days.